In this video, I want to show you how to write to files. Writing to files is a lot like using print, except instead of outputting text to the screen, you'd be outputting it to a file. Let's say that I want to output to a file that's located in this folder. So here is this folder right now. I want to write a new file there. So the first thing that I do is I say import OS and I change the current folder, current directory to whatever it is that I want. At this point, I can write to a file. How do I do that? I say f equals open and then I give the name of the file. This is arbitrary. Let's say that I want to call the file rain.txt. Rain is the name ordinarily for text files, and here we'll be dealing with text files, some other files as well. For just text files that contain arbitrary text, usually we name the files something.txt. This is what we did when we were opening the file for reading. If we want to open the file for writing, I got to add the argument w in lowercase in quotes. This indicates that I'm going to be writing to this file, not reading from it. Now, here's how I can write to the file. I would use f.write. This is the first thing that I want to write. So I say f.write and then I give a string. Now, one difference between print and .write is that when I use .write, I have to explicitly say when I want a new line. When I use print, of course, by default, at the end of the string, a new line is appended implicitly. Let me finish off this poem. It goes like this. So you'll notice that over here, I did something slightly different. So here I wrote another line, but here, instead of writing another line, I have a /n in between this guy and this guy. The effect is, of course, the same. I would still have this line, then a new line, and then this line. After I finish writing the file, it's good to use f.close. Sometimes you'll find that if you forget to say f.close after you've finished writing, everything works fine, but it's good practice to say f.close because in some circumstances, it will actually matter. Now, let me look again at the directory here. And now let me run the program that I just wrote. So I pressed Ctrl E. So nothing got outputted to the screen. I was writing to a file. So let me now see. I have a file called rain.txt that appeared here. I can click on it and it's going to open. Here it is. So as you can see, everything here worked. Just to make sure, let's try to remove the new line here, for example, and try to run the program again. If you try to write to a file that already exists, that's going to work. It's just that you're going to be overwriting the contents of that file. So let's try that. So I'll run the program. And here my editor says that I actually changed the file, so let me close it. I won't save, and I'll open it again. Sorry. And I'll open it again, so I'll go to my folder, I'll open rain.txt. Here it is. So what you see is that because I didn't have the new line here, there was no new line in the file that I wrote. So here I left out the new line here, and this was the result. Now I want to show you how to write a CSV file. A CSV file is just like a text file, except it's formatted in a special way. So I want to, again, try to write this data. So I'll write this data to a CSV file so that I can then read the data in Excel. So let me copy and paste those first 4 lines. Oh, that didn't work out that well, but we'll deal. So let me now say f equals open, and I want to open a file that's a CSV file that I want to write to. So let's call it earn.csv. Now the .csv is kind of arbitrary. It's just going to tell the operating system which software to use when you click on the file. So don't forget the W. And now I want to write a CSV file. A CSV file, you remember, consists of lines of data where each individual item is separated from the others by commas, for example. So that's what I'll do. So I'll say f.write, and here I want to write just the one line. So let me say allergy, and here I'll say 251 after the comma. So this would be the first data point, and I add a new line here. Here I can say, for example, let me just copy and paste it so that I don't have to actually spell it. So anesthesiology, and that's 363. New line. I don't have to write one line at a time. I can also add this over here just after the new line. So I'll say cardiac, and I'll say 525, and I'll add one last new line, and that's all I write. Now I'll say f.close again. So let me run whatever I have here, and now I have a new file over here, earn.csv, which I can try to open. So if I open this file, I get this kind of dialog. So Calc, my Excel equivalent, recognized that this is a spreadsheet, and it proposes that things should look approximately like this, which is reasonable. So if I click OK, I'll actually get a Calc window with the data arranged like this, which is what I wanted.